Pam Bondi, fired as she should be. Kristi Noem, fired as she should be. Same-sex couples to be in love with each other? Not at all. I have no energy on that whatsoever. I don't need you to be my champion and knight in shining armor.
You mean they didn't need somebody else to be offended for them?
Exactly.
That's wild. I think it's amazing that what you just said is actually, in 2026, fringe science.
Right.
That's wild.
Right.
That's classified as fringe science in 2026.
I think it's classified as fringe science to fringe people. Okay, so Joe Kent, director of National Counterterrorism Center, March 17th, so a couple months ago, resigned in protest of Iran policy. So that dude as well, just like, nope, I'm out. Like I said, Tulsi Gabbard resigned, citing family health. Lori Chavez DeRimmer, Secretary of Labor, resigned, citing misconduct probe. Okay. Pam Bondi, fired as she should be. Kristi Noem, fired as she should be. However, yeah, good on Joe Kent. Good on Joe Kent. And, the people are going to come at me either way. I don't care. I just don't care. I'll be real. I hate what happened to Thomas Massey. I think that's total horseshit. I think that it takes a certain amount of grit to stand against a bunch of people that all wave the same, banner that you do, and say like, no, we're wrong.
Yeah. For the people that don't know, Thomas Massey is a Republican, and he openly and vehemently disagrees with a lot of what the Republican Party is doing, and saying that's not what being a Republican is, and stood up and said, no, we're not doing this. I'm not supporting that.
Right.
And so the Republican Party shut him down and booed him out and spent tens of millions of dollars in campaign money to get him out. Is a pretty disgusting thing.
Yeah, I believe that was the most money ever spent on that level of campaign. I think that he has fought ethically. I love the idea that now he's not concerned about re-election. And quite frankly, I definitely see a bid for the White House, and I would assume it's going to be a Massey Paul or Paul Massey ticket.
I don't think it gets past a Vance or a Rubio ticket.
I'm pretty sure Vance is at odds with Trump now.
Yeah, he can be at odds with Trump. When Trump's done, it's what the party wants. So is the party going to want a Massey ticket? I don't think so. I think for all the reasons that you like Massey, or all the reasons that they don't, and so they will squash that.
I saw it with Ron Paul in 2012. I got spit on by the head of the RNC in Arizona's daughter and called a commie.
Oh.
As she called me a commie doing this, spit on me while being held back by someone because I refused to cast my vote for Mitt Romney.
Which everyone should refuse to cast a vote for Mitt Romney.
Right, but at the time that was the RNC's golden boy, right?
I recall that guy's a dumpster fire.
I am a registered Republican again, so I can vote in the primaries. However, it put a really bad taste in my mouth to think about, do I find it obnoxious to push any type of gender movement or any type of sexuality movement to children? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you should teach anatomy, but I don't think that you need to be indoctrinating kids in either direction. Okay. So that's one thing. However, do I think that it's repugnant for same-sex couples to be in love with each other? Not at all. I have no energy on that whatsoever. I was at a Halloween party once, and there was this homosexual couple that was there, and there was a man dressed as Al Bundy, and his partner, he was dressed as Peg Bundy. And I thought it was hilarious. And I went up to him and I was like, "Sir, that is the best outfit that is here. Fantastic job. I know exactly who you guys are, and I love that." And he's like, "Dude, thanks a lot, man." And we started talking, and some dude who just hipster tool came up and starts arguing with me because I didn't goose step to what he believed, right? And eventually Al Bundy ended up just looking at him and going, "I would appreciate it if you would stop speaking for me. I don't believe any of the shit that you just said. And furthermore, he has been the most polite person that I've met at this entire party. I don't need you to be my champion and knight in shining armor."
You mean they didn't need somebody else to be offended for them?
Exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah. And the dude, clearly defeated by whom he thought he was the ally of, turned around and walked away. And then I sat and chatted with Al and Peg Bundy for probably another hour and a half. They were fantastic people. I don't care. I don't care what is your yuck and what is your yum.
Yeah, I mean we've hit pretty hard on the consenting adults
Agreed.
topic.
I don't think that it should be pushed so much in politics.
I mean, I agree, but the reality is that these things do touch so many lives, and there are some pretty strong opinions about these things from both sides that it's inevitable. It's something that would be nice if we didn't have to go that hard in the paint into, but we do. And I think that anything, like you said, with kids in school, yes, we have to have an anatomy class. Duh, right? Preferences of attraction. This is where I don't think it's appropriate. It's not necessary. Kids are going through a lot, and they're all confused about a lot of different things, and they're all experiencing their surroundings in whatever way it is based on the variables that are going on. And a lot of things do need some explaining. It's not the school's obligation or responsibility to do that, especially when there's so many agenda-driven people running schools and in charge of these things. Those are people I definitely don't want anywhere near my children.
Right.
It's not their responsibility to do that.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Agreed. And I mean, there shouldn't be, as I said, there shouldn't be indoctrination on either.
Oh, I
spectrum,
completely agree.
Right. Are there physiological things that intercourse between a man and a woman will create that won't happen between a man and a man or a woman and a woman? Yeah, clearly. That's called science. However, let those be explained with the least amount of bias possible.
I think it's amazing that what you just said is actually in 2026 fringe science.
Right.
That's wild.
Right.
That's classified as fringe science in 2026.
I think it's classified as fringe science to fringe people.
I don't disagree with you, and that's still what's being pushed in front of everybody.
And the squeaky wheel, I get it.
Yeah.
However, I mean,
just leave kids alone.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
Yeah. They don't need to be indoctrinated. And like, again, I'm saying on both ways. Like if the kid that I'm raising, if she ends up deciding, hey, look, I am actually attracted to girls. Okay. Neat. Like, how can I support you in having the best life possible? That's all I care about. Does it make you happy? Is this a phase? Like, sure, some questions should be asked. Like, do you think that's the case for sure? Or do you think that it's a trend because of all the indoctrination that's happened? And she's not in that age yet where it's going to be a thing. But what I am saying is like, I don't care. I don't care. If I had a kid of my own, a boy, and he ended up homosexual, like, I don't care. And I'm not even saying ended up like it's a negative. I don't care. Some of my favorite people are in same-sex marriages. You know one of them specifically. I love her to death.
consenting adults if no one's getting hurt.
Right.
And that's how they're happy. Who am I to tell them they can or cannot?
Agreed.
I'm not the arbiter of other people's lives and business, so long as it is not negatively impacting others.
Yeah, when we had that video go viral, she was one of the first people that I called because I love her to death. And I was like, hey, bud, just wanted to tell you how amazing I think you are. And guess what? I have fantastic news. The podcast did a thing. And it's, it's all love. I absolutely love that woman. And there are, homosexual men that I have immense respect for. And I just, back to it, I don't think it should be in politics.
It's not it's not a defining characteristic of a person.
Right.
It's not. And why people put so much weight on that and have so much energy on it is beyond me.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's crazy. It's crazy. Are you tired of big corporations farming you for views? So are we. We're just two poor guys that are trying to put together a podcast. So if you can give us some help by doing a like, share, comment, subscribe, or save, it helps us trend in the algorithms. Thanks.